welcome to another episode of DIOTALK. I'm Dio. Let's talk. So today I'm joined by the cast of Saturday the 14th. Ladies and gentlemen, give a warm welcome to Julian Layden, Victoria Stevens, Tara Beavers, Zay Rodriguez, and Adriana Moscow. Welcome to the show. How are you guys doing?
We're doing all right.
Good.
All right. So tell me, guys, Saturday the 14th. How was you guys' experience?
Was when we found what our costume was gonna be. And I was like, oh my gosh. That was the best experience of my life.
Yeah, well, there's a couple of scenes I'm dying to ask. So how, Zay, I guess this question's for you. Like, where did you develop this idea for Saturday the 14th?
Well, I'm a fan of the Friday the 13th films and, of comedy as well. So I'm like, okay, I did the first Saturday the 14th about 3 years ago, in 2019. I had a concept for 3 films. So like beginning, middle, and end. So like a trilogy of these films. So we did that in 2019. We had a premiere in 2020, like right before shutdown. Mm-hmm. And then, it got accepted to Amazon Prime. It was streaming there for a couple of days. And then Amazon decided to like knock short films down. Something about they are not accepting unsolicited, licensed, unlicensed work. So that was a little bummer, but it ran its course. And then I thought about it, and I'm like, during shutdown, I'm like, oh, it was well received for what it was, and I wanted to do a follow up, since going into part 1, I already had an idea for like 2 more films. So I'm like, I started to write it, and I needed to I need to raise the comedy in the second one a little bit more. So I'm like, oh, like what kind of characters can I add in this one? And, where's the story going to take place? So to answer your question, it originated from just the Friday films and just comedy, especially during, these times where things are a little too dark and a little too serious for my taste, at least. So I'm like, why not continue with the Saturday films and just, do a follow-up.
That's dope. Mike, welcome to the show, Mike.
How you doing?
How you doing?
All right.
Mike.
Okay.
Sorry I'm late.
It's all right. Better late than never, right?
Yeah.
So Julianne, you play the reporter, if I'm not mistaken?
No, I play Alice.
But
Like the blonde hair and the
yes.
Very Cher from Clueless.
Yes. I couldn't notice you because of the wig.
Yeah.
Did you? How fun was it playing your character?
Oh, it was so much fun. I love playing very I guess big stereotype characters, because there's so much comedy to get into when you lean into like the stuff that comes before it, like that like kind of dumb airheaded blonde trope. It's just so much fun to like play that up and like really lean into it. And the costume was adorable. I absolutely loved it.
Was it did you actually get into the trunk when they shot that scene?
Yeah, they had to help me because I was tied up, and it was very complicated, like wiggling into that tiny little space. But we did it. I got in. It was fine.
Oh, that's great. Victoria, you play like the aunt of the serial killer.
Yeah, right? So I play Crazy Rhonda.
Crazy Rhonda.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to me about her character, because she at one point she takes off the wig and the glasses and this another personality.
Yeah, that's the big thing about Crazy Rhonda, is because she is playing like a grandma, but she's really not one. So I love playing those type of characters that are like tricky, because it's like you're not make believing. That's a bad word for it. you are putting on a persona
Mhm.
to fool people,
Yes.
and then trying to come out of your character, quote unquote, to be who your real character is. So that was like the best part, is like being able to play both sides of the coin kind of feel.
So you're like acting within acting.
It's it really is. And it's like you don't want to show the audience that until time, you know, so you didn't want to like give away the secret too easily. So
was it like because the other, what I forget her name's, the other serial killer, like when I'm watching the movie, I started laughing because she has a kind of a mustache. Was it like, did you have to like compose yourself from laughing? Because it's a fun movie.
Absolutely, from beginning to like, and every scene that Tabitha is a part of, you as a crew, and I can only, you know, if I may say, for, you know, for the actors, you have to go in it, you know, with a level of professionalism, obviously, but also like, you know, there's gonna be some laughs. So it's I'm just glad that it's comedic in a sense where like, if you slip up and laugh, it goes with it in a sense, because what else are you gonna do, right? You know, it's this funny character with a beard across, you know, her face, and it's a she at
the
that.
killer with dirty feet, I call her, because in our
Yes, absolutely. But it's you know, it was just not just for Tabitha, just everyone, you know, that's on this panel, and you know, that's not here, that was a part of the movie. You know, we basically had a great time, and a lot of laughs, which I like.
Tara, so talk to me about, there's just one scene that like you're here almost making love to a cucumber. Like how was that scene? Who was idea to record that scene?
That was my idea. Well, it was a pickle, okay?
A pickle, yes.
Well, because see, she's supposed to be pregnant, and pregnant women crave pickles, I hear. So she was craving these pickles, and she wanted to get it on with that pickle. I don't know. There was a lot more to that scene that didn't make the final cut. I mean, I went all out, like with moans and everything. So I mean, it was pretty hilarious. So yeah, I mean, that was a lot of fun.
So in this your character was basically pregnant. Was the other gentleman who was playing the character in the character your husband? With the guy with the bald head and the ponytail?
A boyfriend, I guess. Yeah, not husband. I would just say boyfriend, and baby daddy, I guess. But she's technically not really pregnant. She's delusional. She thinks she's pregnant. She believes it, and she's like trying to convince everybody that she's pregnant, but she's actually not really pregnant, which that comes out later on.
Yes.
So yeah.
And Miss Adela, your character once again stole the show with your beautiful curly hair. How was that experience?
Beautiful wig.
Yes,
the overwhelming wig.
What was a quote? Why didn't you buy me? Or what was it? 14 heel, something like that. She kept telling her husband.
I was complaining about the 7 inches or whatever.
Yes.
Shoes that were so uncomfortable. Actually, it was another chance to bicker about the husband, like some husbands, some men not listening to their significant others, and then women suffer their consequences, and then they throw that in their faces and all that. So yeah, the character was fun. Of course, it was fun to be on the set because I already knew some of the actresses and actors, and also the cast, the crew was fun. So it was the familiarity, also the excitement of meeting new people and working with them. And my character, I enjoyed it because it had a very nurturing care aspect to her, being the caring mother and wondering if she did enough. And now she was thinking she will be a grandmother. So what was also significant for me in my life as an artist was that in this movie, it was the first time that my musical composition and my singing was included in it. In the shower,
Aw.
I was singing My Sweet Romania, where I was born. So to me, I was so elated that they included that in the film.
Aw,
It
that's
was,
so sweet. That's
I'm
good.
very appreciative of that. Yes.
Congratulations. I know you love singing.
Thank you so much.
Julianne, the character you play, do you have like any similarities with you as a person? Like, can you relate to her in a sense?
Yeah, I I was like, how much of an airheaded blonde am I in my heart? A little bit. I don't know. Like I have my dumb blonde moments like very frequently, and I tapped into that maybe a little too hard. But I think at the heart of her, like at least the way I was playing her, is like, yes, she's a little like vapid, but she's got like a good heart. And like we came up with a whole backstory of her where she's like two gay dads and like they're very important to her. She's on the phone with one of them at one point, who's voiced by Zay, trying to get to their house when Tabitha finds her. And I think that was important, like tapping into the heart of a character and who they are and what they care about, even if it's just for like a short little scene, gives it so much more life. And I think that's something I related to her for and tried to bring into her.
That's awesome. I love it. Mike, how was it playing Adela's husband, right? Or boyfriend?
Husband. It was it was quite an experience.
Yeah.
It was hard for me to stay like serious for a lot of scenes, especially like in the bedroom.
Yes.
It was between her and getting killed, like I had to like bite my lip because it was just I just wanted to laugh. Yeah. And I'm over here just trying to keep a straight face and keep going with it. And Adela's talking to me all this crazy stuff with the scarf and everything, and I'm like,
yeah, because your character is more like more serious and quiet.
yeah, because he's like a has been, he Mr. Tough Guy back in the day or whatnot, and now he still thinks like he's that dude, but he's not, wearing the crazy outfit and all that with jewelry and all that nonsense. And
You got like a retired mafioso.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, but probably like like the bottom of the totem pole. He was just like affiliated. He thinks he was more than one.
The henchman.
Yeah. So yeah, it was good though. I had a great time working with everybody.
That's awesome. Was it the first time all you guys worked together? Or have you ever worked together before?
I guess for me, yeah, for something like that, yeah. Because before that, I was just the I mean, they would tell you. I think it was just when I was the water boy for Benevolence.
Benevolence.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that was the first time I actually like worked with them. But this was like the actual first time I had like like lines and all that good stuff.
So it was the first time you actually delivering lines. How was that experience for you? Was it nerve-wracking or was or?
No, I mean, because it's kind of like, I guess I know so many people like that character, so I guess I kind of was just like imitating somebody that I already know, so it wasn't really too difficult, But I guess once you start going, it just comes a little natural. Whatever it was, you have fun, so that's the important part.
Was it the first time for you guys doing comedy? Because I know Tara and Della did a comedy with the other film. What about you, Victoria? Was it your first time doing comedy, or have you had this experience doing comedy?
No, comedy is my strong suit, so I get cast in a lot of comedy. But I also do drama. But no, I do a lot of character type comedy. So, and I do a lot of sketch comedy. So this is just right down my alley.
Oh, that's awesome. Which is easier for you, like drama or comedy?
What comes more naturally is comedy. I work a little bit more harder with drama. but it's interesting how there's some people who are born with comedic timing and others have to grow it, where I was just born with it. So it's been really a blessing to be able to just be able to like showcase what I can do.
Yeah, well, good for you. What about you, Julianne? Was this your first time doing comedy?
No, I very much like Victoria. No matter what I audition for, comedy is the thing that tends to stick, and it comes extremely natural to me. And I always do best with like the bigger the character, the more over the top the character, the more comfortable and more fun I seem to have with it.
That's awesome.
So it's always a good time. It's always a good time whenever I get to do something really campy and very over the top like this.
That's awesome. That's awesome. What about you, Tara? Because Tara, I know you're like very versatile. You've done comedy, serious. Like, what's easier for you to film, comedy or drama?
I would say drama. I do really well with like getting emotional, getting angry. Comedy is more difficult. I think it's easier when it's improv and I can just make stuff up on the fly. It comes a little more naturally that way. But when it's scripted comedy, I think I struggle a little bit. I don't know. Comedy is hard though. I mean, not everybody can do it, you know? So I don't know. I find it a little more difficult than others.
I think you need to give yourself a little bit more credit. I've seen some stuff. You're very good at what you do.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Was there a lot of improv while you guys were filming? Because I can imagine there's so much detail within this movie, right? That you laugh so much and you might forget some lines. Like, was there at any point in time you guys had to just say something new?
Well, I definitely think for most of us, like what we bring to the characters, I don't think Zay could ever have thought up, because we get a whole lot to this. So like, I think a lot of us did a lot of improv, but it worked with our characters because we could work with each other on it. I think that is the best. That's the best comedy, is when you're in character and you're just, spoofing with the other character, the other actor.
Yeah.
I mean, magic happens that way.
Dope.
Yeah, I mean, like the pickle thing was
spontaneous.
Well, I told Zay that I was going to be doing something with the pickle. I don't think he realized what I was going to be doing. So that was kind of something I created. There was also out by the car when we found the body, we kind of worked with that a little bit more, like came up with him coming on to me, and then leaning up against the car and then smelling the smell. So that was kind of added on. That wasn't really too scripted. So yeah, I mean, I guess there were some things that we improv'd. Victoria's.
Good. Miss Adela, how was your experience? Because you're a multi-talented individual.
Thank you so much. Well, my experience was hilarious. I was in a few scenes, and the beauty and value of Zay and his crew is that they trust the actor, the actress to do improvisations. So naturally, I'm very funny. I have been told for many years by my son and other people that I'm hilariously funny and I should do stand-up comedy. So I think that comes into when I'm given that freedom, then I'm saying certain things. They just come up and they are funny. So I think the most hilarious part was the part that was edited out. And knowing that I have the freedom to improvise in the bedroom scene, I was complaining to my husband about something, and I was hoping they would keep it in the movie because they were all cracking up. And the more they were laughing, the more inspired I was to say things. It was when I was wondering, when I was asking my husband, if we did enough, were we good parents? And then I came up with the idea, if we would have only paid for electrolysis for her mustache, That could have helped. And then he didn't expect I would say that. And the cameraman, nobody expected, who was in the room, nobody expected I would say that. And then I really took it seriously. And I said, you know, for you guys, it's socially acceptable to have a mustache, not for us women. But of course, you didn't want to. So I was imagining that we had a scene. It's like, of course, you would think it's just advertising, it wouldn't work. But, you know, have we done what instinctively as a mother and as a woman, I would think it's right. Maybe things could have turned differently. So I mean, that part, I was having so much fun improvising. So yes, you know, from time to time, I complain when they exclude some scenes from the movie, but they are the boss.
Come on, Zay. Come on.
Yeah, they were definitely scenes that were definitely improv. Some lines that, you know, were, you know, never said, that basically it worked way better than what it was written. Because in a sense, when you're writing, obviously as a writer, you not just oversee like the whole story from beginning to end, but also you have to become these characters. So sometimes you're talking to yourself and you may be talking and envisioning a character a certain way, but when you get actors involved, it's completely different. And I already knew going in, you know, who I wanted to play for each role. So like for Alice, obviously, you know, I had Julianne's submission. So I'm like, oh, I think she will fit really, really well with, you know, Alice. I've worked with Victoria before, and I know she's very versatile with, you know, characters, and she likes a challenge. So, you know, I wouldn't want to give her something that's okay, it's already been, and, you know, she's already done before. So Crazy Rhonda, that's where Crazy Rhonda comes in. And then, you know, for each and everybody else, you know, they got cast for that. But it's a complete different ball game. And I think it's better when it's improv, or when, you know, not everybody can do it. That's the thing. Like, I think this particular team did really well with the improvisation. Like, they fed off each other very, very well. So yeah, it was just a fun time.
What was like, because this part 2 is more like family, like majority of the scenes. Explain to me the family tree.
So it comes from family, especially my family. I think we can also agree we've all have that one crazy family, or
yes.
we've
Yes.
that we basically can relate to. And so I wanted Tabitha to have a family, you know, and to see where they are in her life, what they mean to her. Obviously it wasn't any good. That's why she gets triggered and knife happy. But yeah, it really, the foundation was from my own family. You know, I feel like that's not really something you see, especially like in like horror comedies. Like, it's just straight to, like, I don't know, scary movie type-ish stuff, like Friends and stuff, but never really with family. So I really wanted to showcase a different side, a familiar side of Tabitha, when it comes down to her family. So
like,
yeah.
Who's like within the movie, right? Who's who in the family?
So
like,
Annabelle and John are parents to Tabitha. Tara is Pamela, who's her cousin. Crazy Rhonda, this is the thing with Crazy Rhonda, she's not family, but she's been more of like a mentor, of a mother figure more to Tabitha than her own mother. And that's basically said in that narrative. We really get to see, it's like Crazy Rhonda, there's a deeper story and connection with Tabitha and Crazy Rhonda that hasn't quite been explored yet. It's been introduced, but it hasn't been explored yet. So yeah, hopefully we can explore that sometime in the future.
I'm looking forward to it. What was when you guys first saw the script? Like, and this is I want to know everybody's thoughts on this. What was your first take or first thought when you read the script for your character? We'll start with you, Julianne.
I loved it. I thought it was very funny. It had an element of self-awareness to it because at one point I'm like, oh, like why, like Tabitha's like, why should I let you live? And it's like, because blondes never make it to the end of the scary movie. It's very like self-aware, like it's very campy, but it intentionally so. And I love that when I'm looking at like horror comedies, I like ones that don't take itself too seriously. And I like that my character got to have those moments, gets a little fluffy dog, very over the top, like all of that. It was really fun.
That's awesome. You, Victoria?
Definitely for me, like I loved like biting into this character because she had to play like an older woman. I was like, how the heck do I even do that? You know, so it took me on a whole train ride, you know, to figure out how I'm going to get this woman. Like just her voice in itself was a fun challenge on set. So that was just fun to play with. And so I loved it. I loved the idea of like, okay, she's going to mimic being a grandma, but actually be somebody else. So that really enticed me to jump on board.
What was it? Sometimes in the scenes, would you get confused because you're playing two different characters?
I think the voice was the hardest thing to keep on track. I think was the hardest thing because it's like I just wanted to just jump in as the other character sometimes was trying to blend in. That really, I was like, whoa, wait, bring it back. I need that voice back, you know? So that really did conflict and especially in the party scene. That was the biggest one that I was like, well, okay, wait, something's wrong. But yeah, but that was a challenge, but it was fun.
That's good. What about you, Mike? What was your first thoughts when you read the script for your character?
At first, reading it, like I still was kind of like fuzzy about the whole image of the character and everything. But once I got there and I saw how dysfunctional everybody was supposed to be and the outfits, you know what I mean? I was like, okay, I get it now. You know, I see everybody with the wild outfits, and then they had to be mine, and I'm like, I had like this Run DMC like jumpsuit, whatever it was, man, it was just wild. And I was like, oh, okay, I see where this is going. And then once the dialogue started, then it started like talking to Jose. That made more sense to me. I was like, okay, I see where this is going. So yeah,
that's dope. Tara, what was your experience when you first read your script?
I really like this character because of the range that she goes through, range of emotions. You know, she starts out very loving. Well, she's upset, she's crying, but then has this loving moment with her aunt.
It's kind
then
of
she
bipolar.
goes, yes.
Yeah.
And I mean, that was kind of fun to play. And then she's kind of bitchy to her boyfriend, annoyed with her cousin. Then she's sick, you know, throwing up. Then she's frightened and eventually getting murdered, you know, and she's, so, I mean, it was just like such a range with the character. And I really liked that. It gave her depth. So it was fun.
Miss Adela, when your initial thoughts on playing your character?
Well, I had a certain level of mixed feelings of some sort of anxiety, the uncertainty. I wasn't sure how I'm going to fit in because it's comedic, but also it's horror. It has to do with murder. So I was wondering how that's going to unfold. And also I kind of calmed myself down because I trusted the team and the cast. I knew that I'm in a good atmosphere. And also to begin with, when they offered me, he called me and he said, I was thinking to cast you in a role. How do you feel being a grandmother, he said first. So I said, just playfully, I said, is she sexy? So he said we could make her be sexy. The thing is that I was in a lot of movies that I played much older character than my chronological age. I had to play a depressed woman. So everything I wasn't allowed to wear makeup. They had to add wrinkles, and I had to look disheveled or whatever. So I'm like, man, I'm so tired of it. I mean, it's nice, but it would be nice to have something a little bit more uplifting. So jokingly, I asked him, like, is she sexy? So when he said yes, we laughed about it. So then that's how it is. I think for me, it was the first time that I read a script and I wasn't sure how it's going to be. But hopefully it came out okay.
That's good.
As far as I'm concerned, I hope
That's good. It's a very fun flick. I definitely enjoyed it. I laughed a lot. I know a lot of people that we talked about the movie and they laughed a lot. Something not to take too serious is something to have fun, which is very important. And in today's society, we need more laughter than anything. I enjoyed it. I got a special request to ask for Zay. One of our friends, Nick from the View podcast, asked me to ask you about the slipper. What inspired you to add the slipper? What's the origin of that?
So, okay, the origin of the slipper. So, first of all, that was never in the script. It actually was supposed to play another way, and it turned out with the slipper. So, on set, I had asked, we were trying to figure out like how we were going to like lock the scene and stuff like for camera purposes. So Mike, who was a cinematographer, and Leo, who was the other director, they basically said, what if she just runs around? And since we're Spanish, you have a Spanish director and you have a Spanish cinematographer and another Spanish director, why don't we make Tabitha, let's expose her to be Spanish, where, in Spanish culture, our mothers would like whoop us with a sandal. And what if like she just grabs a sandal and just throws it at the reporter and add an effect, a sound effect, like if it's like she got hit really hard and then she looks at it, dumbfounded and in disgust. And then, before she dies. So I'm like, okay, well, hey, whatever element we can throw in there, literally throw to make it even more funnier, let's just go with it. Let's see how it turns out at the end. And seemingly it turned out to be funnier than what originally I had wrote.
Well, that chancleta is deadly,
Very deadly.
Did it take you long to film this?
No, it took us about, I would say, like 3 weeks, perhaps close to like a month, only because we were filming like every weekend. We were filming in Allentown, Reading, and in Philly too. So it took us about a good month to get everything wrapped. And then, obviously I went into post-production for a couple of months, but yeah, it took sharply around a month.
So and to edit and to final draft and everything as well.
That was about, I would say, like we wrapped, I think it was somewhere close in the summer, and like the remainder of the year it was in post. It just got released in January last month.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Any besides of the main characters for part 3, any surprise returns?
We shall see.
Okay.
We shall see. I do have a narrative and a basic idea of where I want to take part 3, and which characters I would love to bring back, even though some of them are still alive and some of them have died. But in these kind of films, you never know, right? Maybe they all come back in a sense. Who knows? That comes down to the scheduling and yeah, and availability.
All right, that's a fair answer, right? I mean,
There will be a 3 though. There will be a 3. I guarantee.
So you're confirming it's a part 3 then?
Yes.
That's dope. That's dope. That's good. That's good. I'm glad you guys were able to create this. It was very joyful. I can say each character I found amusing and laughed my ass off. We gotta stop, Zay. You gotta stop deleting Adela's scenes. You know, the second time with this.
I will definitely, for you, Adela, I will say this. I will ask Mike. I didn't edit the film. Mike did. I was just basically in charge of making sure that the music was there, but of the color correction. Hopefully that scene is still there, and before we submit it to Amazon, hopefully we can add it in there. I won't make any promises or guarantees, but I will ask them.
Are we getting extra? Are you releasing any behind the scenes extra cuts?
Well, some of the behind the scenes already have been shared on on my business page on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
You'll see tons of behind the scenes of all of us. Also pictures of an extended cut. Probably not, but who knows? There is a lot of footage that we shot while filming, and we'll see what happens.
Good. Last question before we go. I'll start with you, Julianne. This is for everybody. Is anything else you wish you could have brought to life within the character? Any different you would have done?
Honestly,
I wish
I don't
you would do
think
more.
so. No, I don't think so. I feel pretty happy with how the character turned out. I think she was pretty much right on track with what I wanted her to be and what I think Zay wanted her to be. So I feel pretty happy with how her scene came out.
That's dope. What about you, Victoria?
I mean, as an actress, I'm always striving to do more better, in my eyes kind of feel. And so this is, I mean, it's good because I might hint at something, but I might be coming back so I can work on my character even more. You know what I'm saying? It gives me more, I could see where I started and I'm all right, I like that. And be now I'm going to bring something else, So that actually helps me more because it's okay, I got the start of this character, especially with a series. That's the best thing about a series. Oh my goodness, is it's not one done, like a feature film, and you're
yes,
oh crap, I should have done that. Now I know I can grow, and now I know I can bring something else that because then ideas start popping in your head, and you're darn it, that would have been good right there, But
then
I
you
still
get
have
to play with the
opportunity
character more.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Mike?
If anything, probably I would have liked to have seen my character talk a lot more crap because he thought he was that dude, and everybody just kind of brushes him off because they're yeah, whatever, man, just have a seat. You know what I mean? He thinks he's still that dude. He's always talking crap, just trying to be tough, and everybody just kind of ignores him. Yeah, whatever. We don't want to hear it. But aside from that, yeah, everything was cool. Yeah, it was good.
Are you looking forward to doing more things with more lines? Is that something that interests you in the near future?
Oh yeah, definitely.
And any other project?
Yeah, definitely. I got a couple other things going on. I think I got a couple more with Zay, if I'm not mistaken.
Boom. That's
we'll
good.
Just see how it goes.
All right. Wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
What about you, Tara?
I'm actually really happy with how my character turned out. This was my second comedy film. I had just finished Fighting with Neighbors at the time, so I went into filming this, and I can see myself growing as an actress from that performance to this performance. I feel like I'm getting better and better with each role that I do. It was also my first time doing stunt work on this film. So that was an experience. That was an experience, and I enjoyed it. Victoria almost killed me. Nobody knows that, but I actually got choked out. So, I mean, it was a lot of fun. It was definitely a learning experience, but I could say I can do my own stunts now. So that's something. So
well,
no,
another
it
one
was,
for the resume.
yes.
Wow. Zay, come on, man. Adela, is there something you would have done different or added on to your character? Or wish you could have done
Yes,
more?
definitely. Not to the character, but to me as an actress. After I saw the movie, I was like, oh my God, what was going on? So the thing is, there were lots of delicious snacks. And I was hungry and I didn't realize I was hungry. So I was just speaking this. I must have had like 2 kilograms of Oreo cookies and you name it. By the time we were filming, I was so bloated. So it was such a good experience. I was like, never again. I could pack for myself a strong protein bar or protein drink and be done with it. And so that was a very powerful learning experience. There's nothing I can do about it. And my statement has nothing, I don't want it to be misinterpreted as a negative body image, because whatever a size a person is, they are still precious, valuable, whatever. It just has to do with my lack of experience of food intake, lack of control and snacking too much of amount of
So better
delicious
catering.
things.
Better catering the next time.
Yes.
A healthy meal. Okay?
No, not
salad.
better catering, because they had food later on, but better knowledge of who I am and what happens to my body when I ingest something. And of course, at times I cannot control myself. It won't be 2 Oreo cookies. It will be 20. So, it was.
All right. So next time, somebody got to watch Adela. She don't eat so much cookies.
Agreed. Don't worry, Adela. I agree with you. In every decision that you make, good or bad, I still have love for you. And it's like you say, it's not body shaming. You're just self-aware of yourself, and you're beautiful as you are. Doesn't matter what shape, size, age. It really doesn't matter. So kudos to you for eating all those cookies.
I guess I'm gonna owe Adela another vacation because I'm the one that brought all the snacks.
No.
You're gonna get on me again that I owe her another trip, I guess. Where do you want to go this time, Adela? We're already going to Fiji.
Well, we talked about Fiji Island. I forget what another place was. Look, I'll let you take the lead, be in total control. You have exquisite taste, and I do trust you. I survived everything. So whatever decision you will take for our 3 vacations, I know that I will survive as well.
Oh, wow.
Well, it's definitely been a blast, guys. Thank you for joining me today. Best of luck and wishes to all your future endeavors. Before we go, tell the people where they can find you at. We'll start with you, Julianne.
You can find me on Instagram under my full name, so Julianne Rose Layden. That is where I post pretty much all the updates of what I'm working on, what I've got going on. Also, my YouTube channel under Julianne Layden, I post self-tapes, different like singing videos, stuff like that related to my performance work.
Boom. Victoria, where can find you at?
Well, I'm on all social medias, but Instagram is Victoria Stevens Actor. And I'm now on TikTok with all of my great sketch comedy videos. So my Amelia Bedelia has been getting pretty high views on there. So that's been amazing. So I, of course, had to go and make some more videos because everyone's been asking me to do so. So there's going to be more coming up there.
There you go. Mike, tell the people where they can find you at.
Right now, all I have is Facebook and Instagram, and it's pretty much the same name. Mike G, G-E-E. And Instagram, it's official Mike G, also GEE.
Boom. Tara, Miss Tara Beavers. Well, tell the people we can find you at.
I'm on Facebook under Tara Beavers, and on Instagram, it's tara.beavers.nyc actress.
Boom.
Or you can just Google Tara Beavers and it'll all come up.
Boom. Miss Adela, tell the people where they can find you at.
I'm pretty much everywhere. In most of the places I share my songs, my mini songs. So I'm using my birth name is my stage name also, Adela Adriana Moscu. So if someone Googles it, then other stuff comes up. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, BandLab, YouTube. I forget, maybe there are a few other things. So
Did you finally release the album, or we're still waiting on it?
we are still waiting on it.
Oh God.
You know how it is, so many stores are waiting for produce to be delivered.
You owe me an album.
Yes, send me the address and I will mail you one.
I will do. Zay, tell the people they can find you at.
I'm on Facebook and Instagram. Facebook, Zay Rodriguez, and Instagram is the official Zay Rod.
Boom. Well, guys, it's been an honor. It's been a pleasure meeting and talking to each and one of you. Thank you for joining me. The doors are always open here. You want to come and talk. And have a good night. I'm out.